Good afternoon. I'm KHOU 11 meteorologist Chris Ramirez. We are tracking the severe weather threat later this afternoon. The Storm Prediction Center is keeping our area from Houston through Huntsville under an enhanced risk for severe storms. Any storm that does move through the area does have the potential of having a 1-inch diameter hail, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, as well as an isolated tornado. Timing for these storms for the Houston area is going to be between 5 p.m. and 11 p.m. Also, with the National Weather Service issuing that flood watch that will be in effect from 1 p.m. this afternoon, lasting through 7 a.m. Friday, as we could very well get to 2 to 4 inches of rain in some locations. Like we've seen in the days past with these weather events, the main threat is going to be mainly north of the Houston area. So areas still very saturated from the flooding that has been occurring for the past 2 weeks. So looking at that flooding potential, the Storm Prediction Center is keeping areas northeast of Houston under a high risk for some flooding. The last time that a high risk was issued was back in 2021 during Tropical Storm Nicholas. So it's been quite a long time that we've seen a high risk for flooding here across southeast Texas. Of course, we have our major rivers. We have the Colorado River, Brazos River, San Jacinto River, and Trinity Rivers. The Trinity River under that high risk for flooding as we head into those afternoon hours. So folks that are along the Trinity River, Livingston, Cleveland, Liberty, as well as Anahuac, really are going to have to pay attention to those river flood warnings, as well as the potential rising of the river as we deal with this rainfall that's anticipated later on this afternoon. So also we are expecting these conditions to remain mostly calm right now, but north of the Houston area, we're dealing with those storms that are packing a punch, especially as they move closer towards the I-45 corridor north of the Huntsville area. So mostly cloudy across the area, hazy skies. We are dealing with those temperatures in the 80s. We are expecting about those winds out of the southeast at around 16 miles an hour. So very breezy conditions. So when we have those southeasterly winds in combination with this unstable atmosphere, we're going to be dealing with that severe threat that's providing a lot of fuel for these storms. There was some showers and storms south of the Houston area. Those, of course, have fizzled out at the current moment, but we're really tracking on what's happening north of Houston along I-45 as well as Huntsville. There is a severe thunderstorm warning with this storm that's just to the west of the I-35 corridor, and these are moving southward as we go into the next few hours, and so we can expect these to actually move through our northern areas between the hours of 2 o'clock to 3 p.m. Later on this evening. So as we look at our future track, we are expecting this storm potential to start increasing from around 2 o'clock to 3 p.m. for our northern areas. So from Huntsville, Bryan, College Station, Livingston, Liberty, the Woodlands, that's when we could start seeing this torrential rainfall start moving into the north of Houston. And we're not expecting this line of storms to really move through the Houston area until we get to around 5 o'clock, 6:30. Unfortunately, that's going to be giving us some problems in terms of that commute home for folks that are having to go to Katy as well as Columbus, even Brenham, College Station, as we go into this evening. And this is going to be lasting at least through the 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock hours is when we can potentially see some of these storms make it through the Houston area, as well as lingering along our coastal areas as late as 9 to 10 p.m. So expecting those storms to pack a punch as we get to the warmer parts of our day. We're going to be up into the upper 80s for this afternoon. Those warm temperatures usually provides the fuel for these storms to become severe, especially when we're dealing with an unstable atmosphere. We're going to potentially see these storms lingering into the early hours of Friday. Our future track model indicating and hinting around that we could see another outbreak of storm potential as we head into Friday afternoon, the early afternoon hours. That's going to be the case for areas south of Houston. So Galveston, Brazosport, Angleton, they're going to be under the gun for some of those torrential rains as well as the possible flooding risk and that severe weather threat. We're tracking this power force system that's mostly north of the Houston area. That is caused by that low pressure system that's spinning around New Mexico into this panhandle into portions of North Texas. That low, as long as that's there, that's where we're going to continue to see this severe weather threat in the picture, as well as the southern flow of that jet stream. So we have that low spinning over New Mexico. It's going to slowly move eastward in the next possibly 12 to 18 hours, but you're able to see that jet stream south of there, and that is really what's causing this severe weather outbreak for portions of central Texas at the current moment. So central Texas dealing with those storms, and of course, unfortunately, they are moving southward along of our areas that are fairly saturated from the recent rainfall. So it's not going to take take much rain to cause those flash flooding concerns this afternoon for areas north of the Houston area. But as we look at our radar right now, we have this line of storms moving southward. It's about to enter around near Huntsville, Bryan College Station. That's say within the next possibly 30 minutes to an hour. So around 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock is when we're going to start seeing these storms make it into the northern portions of our coverage area. And that's when we're expecting this storm potential to last at least through the next few hours. And of course, severe weather threat, 60-mile-an-hour winds, as well as some possible hail with these storms are definitely expected, as we're going to see some several hours of potential torrential rainfall across southeast Texas. So looking at that flooding potential once again, it's important to note wherever you live near as we go into those afternoon hours, but just keep in mind that areas northeast of Houston along just to the east of the I-45 corridor are under a high risk for potential flooding. That includes the Trinity River as well as portions of the San Jacinto River. Huntsville, Trinity, Livingston, Cleveland, Liberty are going to be under the gun for that possible flooding along that river. And then we still have our other rivers that we cannot forget. We have the Brazos River that's going to still be under a moderate risk north of Brenham. You're going to get some rainfall that's going to potentially cause some flooding concerns as we get closer towards Sugar Land, Angleton in the coming hours. So we're monitoring the river levels as well as the Colorado River towards the southwest of the Houston area as we head into the next few hours. But we're definitely seeing these storms north of Houston moving southward slowly, and that's really going to give us that storm potential as we head into the next coming hours, as we head into those afternoon hours. So definitely something to keep an eye on. We are tracking the severe weather potential later on this afternoon, and that's going to last at least through tomorrow. So for your 7-day forecast, temperatures remaining mostly warm and humid for us here across the area, but definitely expecting highs in the 90s. We're not really going to see the rain chance in as we head into Saturday, or actually Saturday, Sunday, with mostly sunny skies, highs in the 90s, lows in the 70s and 60s, with that rain chance lasting at least through Friday. So always stay up to date on KHOU.com as well as on the KHOU 11 app. We are going to continue to update you with the latest weather situation for today and tomorrow throughout the rest of our evening and afternoon.